Hello everybody, and today we are reviewing the moons of Fano Free for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So in last episode they are ambushed by the Triceratons and they're doing their best to get out of there. But they end up crash landing on a moon, an ice-like world. And that's where our main episode takes place. But they're also getting tracked down by these lizard-looking aliens, and they look like the Neutralizer. And I'll reveal later in the show that it's the same species. But these are these species called Salamarians. And they're quite interesting characters, like seriously. But it turns out that Raphael ends up having a crush on one of them. As they get into a big fight over a misunderstanding, all because they tried to greet them, but they pull out their hand for a handshake, but the future toy tells them that that's a sign of attack, which is quite wild. And they get into this big fight with them, but eventually they all get separated as they're all gonna try to find their way to find this one little device thing that will help reheat their ship so they can get power, so they can get out of this moon. But as this is going on, I think Raph ended up losing the fight with one of the Salamarian ladies, and he ends up having a crush on her he reveals it to Casey, and he makes fun of him because of it. And the turtles are just like, Raph, you're in over your head. As they're trying to survive in the cold, but they only have so little time left. The turtles can survive longer, I guess, because it's cold, since they're turtles. And April and Casey are the ones that could easily get super cold from this weather. But Raphael decides to take things around when he decides to climb up and confront Mona Lisa. Wait, that's what he's going to name her in a bit. But he ends up climbing with his space eyes. He ends up meeting with her and her commander. And he thinks they're on the good side, and he tries talking, but they end up having a good chemistry, and he ends up naming her Mona Lisa. So Mona Lisa is actually, in the 80s show, she was actually a mutant lizard. She honestly just looked like a turtle, but Raphael has a thing with her in that 80s show. She was only in one episode, I'm pretty sure, but that was a nice episode. But in this, she's an alien who are definitely look like the same species as the Neutralizer. And we haven't seen the Neutralizer since season 2, but we don't see Neutralizer again until season 5. But anyway, I think they end up getting into a huge fight later with these other space beings, and I think they end up freezing the commander, who looks very cool. But they end up, I think later, they try to end up finding the device they're looking for, and they have so little time left as their inhibitors are about to go off. And I think Raph and Mona Lisa end up falling near the heater, and Raph tries to tell her that he loves her just before he thinks he's going to die. And all the turtles, April, Casey, they all end up passing out once they get back to the ship. But it turns out Future Toy was able to fix whatever they needed to the last second, and they end up all living. And Raphael wakes up with Mona Lisa, and they end up kissing at the end, and everyone thinks it's gross, of course. And I guess after they meet and they reconcile, the turtles end up going on to their next mission to find the black hole generator. So this is a good episode. I don't think it was my favorite episode of the space episodes. I think this is the least I remember, but I think this is a nice change of pace for Raphael's character. We almost thought he would never find someone he'd like. Leo likes Karai, Mikey likes Renette, Donnie likes April, even though they never dated, and now Raph has Mona Lisa. So which is nice. So I probably give this episode a low 7 out of 10. I think the next episode's going to be a fun episode. It's about a certain worm. So anyway, thanks for watching, and Turtle Power.